How to level your endeavors. Really one of the only pieces of content you could do this week.
We have a realm
Belix.
destroyed.
Thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. One of the only pieces of real content you can do this week is endeavors, right? You don't got the new Cultist event live just yet. That kicks off next week. So for this week, endeavors are kind of the content that you can get into, really. Fastest way to get this shit done. New housing guide. So let's get into this one here from our boy, Soul So Breezy.
Hey, it's Soul, and this is the Neighborhood Endeavor Guide meant to mostly answer one question: how do I farm up all this stuff? But I'll explain how the rest
Fair.
of it works too. Please like this video, subscribe for more.
So because I'm the guild leader, I got to kick this thing off today, right? Got to get in there and select an endeavor for the neighborhood to do. That's something I got to do. Also, that other neighborhood that was supposed to kick off today didn't. What the hell was it called? I just reported on it. The community endeavor or the community neighborhoods or whatever. Those are not happening because endeavors were broken from them. So if you're in a public neighborhood or a guild neighborhood, endeavors should have kicked off for you today.
And catch me where I'm live. Endeavors are a
Or yesterday.
mostly passive system under the housing umbrella that shares a similar vibe to the Traveler's Log, the progression system in the trading post. Accessing it is done through the housing dashboard and clicking on the Endeavors tab.
Okay.
The endeavor you see is one among a pool of possible endeavors which may be active in a given neighborhood. You might see a Mechagon-based endeavor, while other neighborhoods are sporting the Drakclear, the Grummels, and others. Neighborhood managers have an additional step to take care of. They'll need to visit the steward and can choose among the pool of endeavors, repeating the process when a new month rolls around and it's time
Okay.
to choose.
Maybe we'll take a vote on which endeavor
When
to
an
pick.
endeavor is active, the town square in the neighborhood will take on the related theme. A vendor will appear
cool.
to sell decor, and where applicable, a portal will appear so you can instantly zip to a related location. If you're on a character who hasn't progressed to that zone on their own yet, for example Mechagon, an option will show up to skip the introduction so you can get right to doing the activities, which is great for alts and brand new
Nice.
players who are like, yeah, sure, let's go there. I'd never heard of it, but hey, off to adventure. Now let's break down everything.
That's got to be a jarring experience. You've never been to that zone or Mechagon or whatever, and you just all of a sudden show up and all these Mechanomes are walking around. There are tons of trash piles everywhere. That's going to be an interesting way to discover new areas, for sure.
On the screen. The description up top tells us what the Endeavor theme of the month is. Below it is a progress bar with several milestones. Endeavor rewards are mostly managed
Maybe
by vendor
Clarvidia.
purchases, and reaching these milestones will unlock additional vendor purchases for this neighborhood.
Nice.
That's an important distinction to remember. Endeavor progress milestones here are for the neighborhood you are in. At the very end, though, you get a nice chunk of community coupons. This is a warband currency that sits in the inventory. It doesn't behave the same way as Trader's Tender, but you can always trade this to whoever. There's a cap of 500 coupons you can hold across your account to prevent overhoarding. And off to the side is a log showing what everyone in your neighborhood has been doing. Use this to
cool.
brag about how oh so awesome you are.
So I'm going to be able to check the log and make sure all of you fuckers are reporting and doing the endeavors, okay? Anybody not doing the endeavor going to get in trouble, all right? I need that shit done. But also, if you don't contribute to the endeavor, you don't get the coupon, I believe. So you're going to want to like at least do a minimum of contributions to be able to make sure that you're going to be able to purchase the items once they become available. If you're a housing guy, if you're not a housing guy, you can say two shits about this. You don't need to care about it.
Anyway, Endeavor progress happens by completing Endeavor tasks, which again have a very similar vibe to the trading post. It's a wide mix of combat and non-combat activities, even
See the rewards, additional coupons and shit. That's why you're going to want to do these.
ones that are local to your neighborhood if you're a peace-loving neighborhood fellow. Upon completion, these immediately award credit towards the Endeavor.
Oh, and it
housing
levels up your
experience,
house.
and community coupons of different
I didn't realize that. It contributes to XP to your home, too. Oh, okay.
values. Other currencies like crafts will be made available when Midnight enters its seasons. Credit for completion is shared across the BattleNet account, and the tasks fall under two basic categories. Themed tasks have something to do with what the Endeavor is all about, and you'll likely need to travel to a related zone.
Okay.
These tend to give the most experience and coupons. Generic tasks don't fall under the Endeavor theme, but they can be done pretty much anywhere. So it's like complete any delve, or run keys,
Oh.
or the current raid, or
That's nice. So you don't actually have to do any like weird questing neighborhood shit. You just play the game and contribute to the endeavor. So you're kind of double dipping too, because then you're probably also contributing to your trading post. This is like a trading post endeavor, you know, whatever, run Mythic Plus, do raids, get some honorable kills, do some PvP. You're going to be contributing 2 ways. Nice. Just play the game. That's all you got to do. Wow, crazy.
Even not current raid. These tend to not give nearly as good of a reward, but if you play the game regularly, you'll probably bank
Still,
a lot
at
of
least you
progress
contribute,
and
yeah.
rewards without even realizing it. Among these types, some can be repeated multiple times for additional rewards. Now, these do have diminishing returns each time they're repeated until they bottom out, but they don't zero out. They can still continue to give rewards. As you can see on screen, you can earn bonus progress by completing tasks in a neighborhood group, which requires 3 or more people from the same neighborhood.
Oh.
It's a fun perk, but it's not, super necessary. And I couldn't test the amount of bonus housing experience is earned, if at all.
Oh, wow. Bonus experience for grouping. That's nice. I've always said Blizzard should do that in the game. Like why they punish you for grouping with people to quest by dividing up the XP and shit. I never understood that. Like that was always something I was like, well, that just makes you want to play solo the game. You should be able to group up with people and get more XP or anything. You should get rewarded for grouping up. It's an MMO after all. But I know there's social aspects to the game that some people, touching grass and shit. It gets weird. It gets weird.
Recent wording from the developers makes this kind of vague, but
I think
for the
this is
purpose
good.
of this guide, I'm going to presume that yes, completing tasks as a neighborhood group will also give you bonus housing experience, which might alter your player behavior. But the tasks are designed to be completed
I will say though, I think Blizzard changed the whole grouping and XP like being reduced too much kind of thing.
on an individual basis first. By that I mean, even if you're not in a very active neighborhood but don't want to leave, you're not screwed. Feel free to complete tasks to earn experience and coupons, and don't worry so much about the Endeavor progress. You can always visit someone else's neighborhood who does have their progressed Endeavor, and you can buy from their vendors. Like I said, the progress milestones are for your neighborhood, but it doesn't prevent you from buying stuff from someone else's. For those
Cool.
who do care about completing their own neighborhood endeavors, though, systems will be in place for smaller or inactive neighborhoods to get a boost to neighborhood progression. Some of you might have 2 houses, one on the Horde side and one on the Alliance side, meaning you
Super
might
housing
have
Andes.
2 kinds of endeavors. And here's how it's handled. The pull-down menu in the upper right corner lets you select between your neighborhoods. Doing so will let you view both endeavors, and you'll notice this button here. Only one endeavor can be active at a time, so you want to keep track of which one you want to work on.
Okay.
Unfortunately, even if you have the same endeavor in both neighborhoods, only the active one will make progress. If you're super into housing, it'll be in your interest to work both endeavors to max out how much housing experience and coupons you earn. Let's take a look at one of the vendors as an example. They sell a healthy spread of decor from small to large. A handful of decor is immediately available when the endeavor is active, and more can be accessed as the neighborhood progresses their endeavor.
Nice.
Items can go for as cheap as 2 coupons, they might be as high as 20, and the cost does not change with how well the endeavor is progressed. Now let's come up with a routine based on everything we've learned to try and score as much progression, experience, and currency as possible.
Does anyone know, do endeavors reset like every month or every week? Does it reset on the weekly reset, or is this like a month-long thing like the trading post?
Preferably while keeping
You might
sanity.
say it in the video here.
The first
but-
is to, funny
sure.
enough, mostly ignore the endeavor
Oh, it says 77 days remaining right here. This shit's long. This thing goes like 2 months then. Wow, this thing's longer than a trading post.
progress bar. Now, this is just a mental trick on yourself. I mean, you're still going to work it, but this is a neighborhood progress bar, not your own. If you're just looking to get cool things for yourself, stick to the task list right below, and don't worry so much
40
about
days
that juicy
presently?
chunk
Okay.
of coupon stuff in the end. You're already going to be farming up plenty of stuff.
Shouldn't you know you're the news guy? Yeah, but the housing stuff, I'm not super, balls deep into it, so I don't pay attention that much. And okay, I'm learning.
You want to have 2 houses if you don't already, so that way you have 2 endeavors and thus a bigger pool of progression.
So
to
in
work
game,
with.
it's 40 days
Your best
right
bet
now.
is to work with the chunky one-time activities first, so you can get them out of the way for the month. And again, I couldn't test this, but neighborhood tasks might give more experience while in a neighborhood group of 3 or more people.
Cool.
This will be most effective when you know you'll be slamming a bunch of activities, or as stated above, the more lucrative ones. And then work your way down. I'm only ballparking right now because I can't fully predict even my own player behavior, but I'd say completing tasks, so they're worth about 20 or so experience, is mostly worth it depending on the task. Like killing 100 creatures on Forbidden Reach, it's much faster to do than finding 100 herbs and ore and whatever. Meanwhile, harvesting lumber isn't a bad use of your time if you're a crafter, but it's a super waste of time if you're not. Completing the home-based tasks isn't a bad idea, as the dailies give a smattering of coupons on top of the Endeavor task.
Nice.
Low-level alts can also gain experience from here, so if you have a dedicated house steward, you can craft their own story as this epic home-building person who never leaves the neighborhood. Remember that endeavors last for about a month, so it's
About
a
a
little bit
month,
less
okay.
about trying to grind super hard, super fast. It's
So yeah,
more
this must have been like beta or something for it to be 77 days. Okay, about a month. Somebody said 40 days in the game right now.
about considering completion of
Makes
tasks
sense.
that are out of the way of your normal routine. Like if you regularly run keys or raid your own guild, and especially if you're all in the guild neighborhood
Mizzy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to our Scourge.
together, you'll find yourself with a lot of coupons without really thinking about it. And you also need to be ready to spend before hitting that cap. Now, I haven't done recent testing, so I can't speak to what happens when you earn more coupons than you can actually carry, but I suggest staying reasonably under the cap, like maybe in like the 400 or 450s or so.
Sure.
That
yeah.
way, when a new Endeavor month rolls by, you're not accidentally hitting the cap passively or while trying to work an Endeavor. Once we get some
I don't understand why Blizzard creates these caps. I don't know. How can you exploit endeavors? You literally are stuck with 2 homes, so it doesn't matter. They're warbound. I don't know. I don't get these caps.
on experience with this currency on live
Where they
servers,
try to
though,
stop
we'll have
degeneracy?
better information to share. If you're looking to be a dirty degenerate, though, you'll want to look back at the task list and start
we all wanna be one.
grinding through the repeatables. For example, every 5 raid bosses will score a very small bit of credit.
Okay, I guess because these are repeatable, they had to put a cap on them. That's probably why. I couldn't stand the Flight Stones cap, man. I'm so glad that we're done with the Valor Stones. I'm so happy those are going away for Midnight. I couldn't stand those things.
And legacy bosses do count. Meanwhile, WoW is doing a lot to help you have a big army of alts to throw this at. Endeavors are just one of many ways to obtain decor, and I think this will be a great delivery system. It doesn't necessarily ask for gold or special resources. We can sort of hard farm them until we get everything we want from a given theme, and then farm a bit ahead of time in anticipation of the next month. Along with everything new in this expansion, this is going to be disruptive in a mostly good way, inspiring new builds and
think
modifying
it'll be cool.
current creations, not to mention the extra levels, meaning larger and more detailed spaces. New trends are going to take off for people to gawk at on social media and around Azeroth, and I can't wait to share what people end up creating. But for now, that's the guide, and I hope it helped a bit. Please like the video, subscribe for more WoW coverage, catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.
Nice video, nice little overview of endeavors. Really, the main thing to do this week is endeavors. I mean, that's it. Get your coupons, get your levels up, and do housing shit. The cool thing is, like, if you're a housing Andy, I get it, you don't want to do it, but if you're into housing a little bit, it's another way I didn't realize to level up your house. Right, get a bigger home, level up that, get that housing XP. So we'll get into the game today, select an endeavor and stuff. But overall, nice video from Soul So Breezy.